Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to call this meeting to order for the Court of Revision for the McGill branches of the McMillan Drain Municipal Drain, and time is 3:45. I suppose I probably jumped the gun and I should have had somebody else initiate.
That's okay, I can do the next part.
Okay.
So item 2 is to appoint chair. And that Court of Revision for McGill branches of the McMillan Drain hereby appoints Bill Denning as chair. Need a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Tellier. Seconded by Mayor Leatham. All in favor? Yep.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Okay, item number 3, understanding Court of Revision procedures, OMAFRA for information purposes only. Madam Clerk, did you want to speak to that?
No, as we have a new member of the Court of Revision, I just thought I'd put that on there just for information purposes only to understand what the Court of Revision is and the process involved.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, it was greatly appreciated for the refresher course. Thank you. Item number 4 is disclosure of any pecuniary interest. Any members of the committee have any conflicts of interest or pecuniary interests? Hearing none,
This one.
No.
Yeah, just,
Nope.
oh, sorry, apologies. That's
For the regular,
Yeah.
you got it.
okay, thank you. Okay, next item is the adoption of previous Court of Revision minutes. Anybody have any errors or omissions? The minutes were in your agenda package. Hearing and seeing none, I will call for a mover to adopt these previous minutes. I have a motion from Deputy Mayor Tellier, seconded by Councillor Sousa. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried. Thank you very much. Number 6, McGill branches of the McMillan Drain, JM Spreet Associates Engineering. Item 6.1 is written appeals. Madam Clerk, do we have any written appeals to this issue?
None received at the municipal office.
Okay. Any comments from landowners?
None present today?
None present. And any comments from members of the Court of Revision? We have Mr. Spreet on the phone. Hello and good afternoon, Mr. Spreet. Do you have anything that you'd like to add or share with regards to this item?
Not really. We had a preliminary meeting with all the landowners. We went over the costs. Everybody was in agreement, so I don't find it surprising that there's no appeals.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Thank you for your time this afternoon as well. Hearing that, we can move into the decision process. Madam Clerk, do you want to read the decision motion?
The motion is that the Court of Revision hereby approve the schedule of assessment for the McGill branches of the McMillan Drain as outlined in the report prepared by Spreet Associates Engineering Limited, dated April 10th, 2025.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Do we have a motion? Motion from Mayor Leatham. Thank you. Seconder? Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Mayor. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried. Thank you very much. That brings us to the final issue of this committee, and it is the adjournment. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Councillor Statham. Thank you for joining us. You're just in time. We're just about to finish up our committee meeting here, and I'm calling for a motion to adjourn. Would you like to be the one?
Nope.
Sorry, I couldn't hear anything there. My speakers were off, but I can hear you now. Apologies.
Not a problem. No, we're just finishing up our Court of Revision, and we're just at the adjournment. So would you like to make the motion to adjourn?
We'll make that motion. Sorry about that. I was having my computer was not working. I had to download a update. I apologize.
We've all experienced the having to fight technology for sure. Thank you. A seconder. Thank you, Mayor Leatham. Any discussion? All in favor? Councillor Leatham? In favor? Or Councillor Statham? Thank you. Carried. adjournment.
I call this meeting to order at 4 p.m. and would like to start with a few words. It is with profound sadness that I announce the passing of Norma MacPhail, the wife of the late Mayor Duncan MacPhail, and a pillar to the West Elgin community. Norma was an upstanding citizen who was involved in so many committees and local events. Her presence will be deeply missed by all. On behalf of West Elgin Council and staff, I would like to offer our deepest condolences to the family of Mrs. MacPhail and ask for a moment's silence in her honour. Thank you. We go to 2, adoption of the agenda.
That West Elgin Council hereby adopts the regular council agenda for June 26, 2025 as presented.
Could I have a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Tellier, seconded. Councillor Sousa. All in favour? That's carried. Disclosure of any pecuniary interest? Yes, Councillor Sousa.
Mr. Mayor, Council, and residents of West Elgin, I want to bring forward a conflict of interest with Agenda 8.3.1. As you know, I am part of the Roots and Revival Committee. I will be excusing myself from all voting matters relating to this agenda. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we'll go to 4, which is a public meeting. Oh, yes, Councillor Statham.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and through you. Likewise, I also participate with the Roots and Revival Festival, so I would also exclude myself from those anything that has to do with voting with respect to the festival. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Now we move on. A public meeting.
That West Elgin Council hereby proceed into a public meeting pursuant to the Drainage Act.
Mover, please. Deputy Mayor Tellier, seconded. Councillor Sousa. All in favour? That's carried. Thank you. So we go to 4.1, Engineers Report, updated April 29th, 2025. Mr. Spreet, John Michael, could you take this on from here, please?
No problem, Your Worship. Today's meeting is the consideration of the Dunborough Road drain. It is a new drain. There's some private tile in this area before, but there's no municipal drains. To give you some background, this came about as a result of a petition filed by Mr. Aldred and Mr. Dymock. Mr. Aldred in the West Elgin side. He has land that's tributary to ravines and gullies that go through Mr. Dymock's lands, but they're not deep enough. He has no outlet, so he can't drain to his lands. He can't get any tile drainage, so he signed for a drain. Mr. Dymock receives surface flooding from the water from Mr. Aldred's lands, so we're trying to improve the surface water flows in his lands by constructing a drain and putting it on the water underground through a tile. So basically, we're going to propose to construct two tile drains, two closed drains, a main drain and a branch, and they will service the lands you see on the plan with the watershed and provide some better surface flows through the lands of Mr. Dymock. We have two road crossings across Dunborough Road with catch basins on both sides to collect surface water. Are there any questions?
Landowners' comments? Landowners' comments? Have you got any comments?
Comments, we're out at site meeting and
Thank you. Any public comments? Council comments? Okay, Councillor Statham.
Yeah, just a question for you, John. How is this affected by the ownership? It's on the county road, I'm assuming, and on one side it's Dutton Dunwich, on the other side it's West Elgin. Does that have any bearing? You said it crosses the road. Does that have any bearing on the cost of this project?
Through your worship, no, it essentially it's the road's owned by the county of Elgin, so they pay the increased cost for crossing the road. So whether it's one municipality or other, the county of Elgin will still pay the cost for that. The only way it affects it is that when we have the quarter revision at the next meeting, there'll need to be a representative from Dutton Dunwich Council to sit on the court if there's any appeals. So that's required under the Drainage Act when you start in one municipality and go to another municipality.
Thank you. And Dutton Dunwich would not bear any of the cost of installing the drain if it's on the Dutton Dunwich side of Dunborough Road?
Well, the landowner on the Dutton Dunwich side will bear costs, but those costs will be passed over to the landowner. It won't have any, there'll be no municipal cost. As at the West Elgin side, there's no municipal cost. It's all county costs for the road.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Further questions? Seeing none. Could we have the recommendation, please?
That the Council of the Municipality of West Elgin hereby receives the engineer's report as prepared and presented by Mr. J.M. Spreet, professional engineer, and that council authorizes staff to initiate the tender process in accordance with the Drainage Act as required for the construction of the municipal drain known as the Dunborough Road Drain to be considered by council following the quarter revision, and that the quarter revision be scheduled for Thursday, August 14th, 2025 at 3:30 p.m., and that the council consider the provisional bylaw 2025-41 as presented in the bylaw portion of the agenda for a first and second reading.
Okay, mover, please. Councillor Denning, seconded. Councillor Sousa. Oh, sorry. All in favour? That's carried. Thank you. Which brings us to adjournment of the public meeting.
That West Elgin Council hereby adjourn the public meeting pursuant to the Drainage Act.
Mover, please. Deputy Mayor Tellier, seconded. Councillor Statham. All in favour? That's carried. Thank you. Which brings us to 5, the presentation of the Senior of the Year Award. Now, with that, I'm going to get up and go to the podium. Good evening, everyone. It's a great privilege to stand here before you tonight on behalf of the province of Ontario to honour a man whose quiet dedication has echoed through every corner of this community. Mr. Bill Graham is a name that brings a smile to faces of so many here in West Elgin, not because he sought recognition, but because he lived the life of giving. As a high school shop teacher, Bill didn't just teach students how to shape wood and metal. He showed them how to shape their character with patience, kindness, and a deep sense of responsibility. He helped generations of young people learn not just skills, but values. When Bill retired from teaching, he didn't slow down, he just shifted gears. His music, his gift, has lifted spirits in nursing homes and community gatherings, bringing comfort and joy to seniors across our region. Through his work with the West Lawn Kiwanis Club, Bill has been a champion for service, quietly lending a hand, leading initiatives, and always putting others before himself. He has been a friend to many, a mentor to countless, and a pillar of what it means to be a community member. This past year, Bill experienced the loss of his beloved wife, a pain that many of us can only imagine, and yet, even through that grief, he has pressed on. He has continued to show up for others, to give of himself, to serve without expectation. That strength, resilience, is nothing short of remarkable. On behalf of the province and Ontario, it is my honour to present the Certificate of Recognition to Mr. Bill Graham, Senior Citizen of the Year, and a man who reminds us all of the quiet power of love in action. Thank you, Bill. The province thanks you. If you'd like to come on. You're welcome. You deserve every word. Sure.
Hold on. Larry, do you need them to be posed at a certain place for pictures? Will they?
We can take a quick break after this, maybe, and get a couple nice pictures. Yeah.
Mine. I mean, you were just.
Okay, guys.
Larry, we'll take a quick break after this and maybe get a couple nice pictures. Yeah.
Okay.
Then everybody can get out.
Bill, if Bill would like to come on.
We're not done with you yet, Mr. Graham. We got one more for you.
That's not all.
Thank you, Mayor Leatham. And Bill, we have one more little presentation for you. This one's coming from Premier Doug Ford and our Minister Rob Flack. It's not often that you get to stand in the presence of someone who has consistently and humbly made life better for everyone around them. Bill Graham is one of those people. On behalf of the province of Ontario, it's a true pleasure to add this voice to this well-earned celebration of your life of service. This award is only handed out to a handful of Ontarians every year. In small towns like ours, the real leaders are rarely in the spotlight. They're the ones who drop off a meal to a neighbor in need, who volunteer at events when no one else will, who visit the lonely, not just during the holidays, but all year round. Bill, you've done all of this and more. You've shown us what community spirit looks like, not in speeches or slogans, but in action. And even in the face of personal loss this year, you've continued to give of yourself. That's not just admirable, it's inspiring. So today, we not only thank you, but we honor you. On behalf of Premier Doug Ford and the province of Ontario, Minister Rob Flack, I am proud to present you with this certificate in recognition of your outstanding contribution to the people of West Elgin and to Ontario. Congratulations, Bill. I'm proud to call you my friend and we're all lucky to call you one of our own. They're gonna do a few more. Mark.
And with that, we're going to take a 5 minutes break.
Your worship, Mayor Richard, and friends of council, Lord, it's just the most humbling thing I've had for maybe forever. Thank you so much for these awards. I didn't realize that I was doing all that. And it's just a real pleasure to accept them on your behalf, because it's fun to have done that. A fellow a lot smarter than me said one time that I was searching for happiness and I didn't find it. And I searched for service and found the happiness I was seeking. And I think maybe that sums up what I was doing lately. The school was a job that I never anticipated, actually. I was working in industry for 13 years before I ever started teaching. And I thought that was the thing. So the Lord looks after those guys that can't look after themselves. And so here we are. Thank you so very much. Appreciate the honor. It's just wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Are you going to carry on with the meeting? What are you doing? Yeah,
We
we're
just
going to
wait.
pause.
Even if
We're going to pause because they might want to.
that's no.
Okay, we're at item number 6, adoption of the minutes.
That West Elgin Council hereby adopt the minutes of June 12th, 2025 regular meeting and June 23rd, 2025 special meeting as presented.
Move it, please. Councillor Denny, seconded. Councillor Statham, all in favour? That's carried. Business arising from the minutes. Seeing none. So we go to 8, which is staff reports. 8.1, planning. A severance application E36-25- comment to Elgin County. Mr. Robert Brown, planner, could you take it from here, please?
Certainly, Mr. Mayor. Afternoon, everyone. The application in this instance is located at 13904 Graham Road. There's an existing dwelling and 2 outbuildings that are surplus to the needs of the purchasing farmer. And the proposal is to sever that dwelling and buildings on a roughly 1.7 acre lot, leaving just slightly over 97.3 acres on the remnant parcel. The application's been reviewed under the provincial planning statement, county official plan, and West Elgin official surplus dwelling severance policies, and is in compliance with each of those policies. The property currently is zoned A1 general agricultural. It will require rezoning in order to rezone the severed lot from its current A1 to a restricted agricultural A3 based on its size, and the leftover farmland or the remnant parcel will be rezoned to A2, which continues to permit agricultural uses on the property, but will not permit the construction of any additional residential dwellings on the parcel, which is consistent with the aforementioned policies under the official plan and provincial policy statement. There are municipal drains which impact the property, so drainage apportionment will be required. New 911 address will be provided for the retained parcel. And as is standard protocol, a septic system inspection and assessment will be needed in order to satisfy the municipality that the system is functioning properly as a condition of severance. One thing that was included on the property that has been since removed as part of the application. This was a request from us. There was livestock on the property, and there was an open manure storage pit on the property, and it would have been a requirement that that be removed as a condition. However, the applicant has taken it upon themselves to in advance get equipment out there and have that removed. Those are typically removed, one, essentially to partially decommission any livestock barns that are remaining on the lot, but more so just as a safety matter that these large open pits that quite often they do have fencing around them. A lot of them don't have lids on them, and it just poses sort of an ongoing safety and liability issue that is better if they're removed, if they're no longer going to be needed on the property. Unless there's questions from the public or council, that is all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Question from council. Yes, Councillor Denny.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, Robert. Just a point of clarification on this one. In the agenda package, I'm just noticing this now, by the way, so I apologize for springing it. Figure 1, the map of the parcel in question seems to be a different photo than figure 2. Seems to be that second figure 2 is a different parcel of land.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, you are correct. That is a good catch, Mr. Denning. That arrow actually should be shifted a couple parcels to the right there. It is at the corner of Graham Road and Stalker Line. So that yeah, I apologize that all the lines kind of look the same sometimes, but yeah, you are correct. The zoning map or figure 2, that arrow should shift.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that. Further questions? Okay.
The recommendation is that West Elgin Council hereby receives the report from Robert Brown, planner, regarding severance application file E36-25, comments to Elgin County, planning report 2025-15. and that West Elgin Council hereby recommends approval to the Land Division Committee of the County of Elgin for severance application file E36-25, subject to the lower tier municipality conditions in Appendix 1 of this report. And further, that West Elgin Council directs administration to provide this report as municipal comments to the County of Elgin.
Mover, please. Councillor Statham, seconded. Councillor Denning. All in favour? That's carried. So we move to 8.2, infrastructure and development. 8.2.1, 2025 line painting tender results. And I call on David, if you wouldn't mind giving us an update.
Great, thank you. Through you, Mayor. We received the line painting tender results earlier this month. They were virtually the same as last year's results. We had the same contractor that did the work. We have no issues with the work they did last year, so we're recommending that we receive the same job this year. Thank you.
Okay, and the price is similar?
It's almost exactly the same per meter. It's 0.001 cents less.
Wow.
Than last year, so.
Thank you. I thought it was a silly question that I asked, but it wasn't.
It's a big increase.
Thank you.
It's a decrease, actually.
A decrease. Questions by council? I'm seeing none, so could we have the recommendation, please?
The recommendation is that West Elgin Council hereby receives the report from Dave Sharon, Manager of Infrastructure and Development, and that West Elgin Council hereby approves the tender amount of $58,581 plus applicable taxes from RAN Maintenance of Guelph, Ontario for line painting services.
Mover, please. Deputy Mayor Tellier, seconded. Councillor Statham, all in favour? That's carried. Okay, 8.2.2, monthly report, April and May 2025. David, I think it's over to you again.
Thank you. This is just an update for the monthly reports from April and May from our Public Works Department and our Utilities Department, mostly standard work that happened. If anybody has any questions involving the work, I'm happy to answer.
Yeah, Councillor Statham, please.
Thank you, and through your worship, I just wanted to ask you, Dave, what constitutes a requirement to receive tenders? What financial level are we obligated to tender a contract? Because I'm looking at some of these, and I know that we didn't do these all ourselves. Some of these were done by contractors, and I just wondered at what point does the municipality need to tender a contract?
Thank you. I'm gonna have to get back to you on the exact number. Oh, Maggie.
Through the chair, according to our procurement policy, anything below $50,000 requires request for quotation. Anything exceeding $50,000 requires request for proposal or request for tender.
Thank you, Magda. And just one follow-up, Dave, I don't know if you can answer this question, but any of those items, were they over that amount?
I believe they're not. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Further questions? Councillor Denning.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think this is a pretty easy one, but we'll see. I've had a couple of different community members reach out the last little while that folks who have identified trees that presumably are on municipal property that they've expressed concern about the trees and the shape that they're in. Just for the benefit of the community, the folks who are going to be listening to this council meeting, what's the process for the municipality to identify trees that are of concern, and how does that get addressed?
Thank you. Through you, Mayor. For any trees that are in public property, we're responsible for if they're dying or dead. We don't cut down good trees. nor should we. There's an arborist and we use through Elgin County who will come assess the tree. And if there's an issue with it, we'll cut it down so that it's there's no more issues anymore.
If I may, one follow-up, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Thank you for that. So it's not necessarily like our team is out patrolling, looking for trees of concern. It's maybe a report basis.
Through you, Mayor. Yes, if there's any concerns, you can bring it up. We'll take a look at it. Because if we can't chase, there's too many trees in the county to go around and look. But we're looking for safety concerns when we get to that, so that no trees are falling on any cars. But it still happens, and we can't be looking through the county or the municipality everywhere. So it's good to bring it up to us, and we'll take a look at it. So
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yes. And Deputy Mayor Tellier.
Thank you, through the chair. Thank you so much for your reports for May and I guess May, April. It's nice to see that we've started doing our water reads for the first time there with our new system. And then I had a question about 'tis the season to get calls about dust control. So what can you speak to us about that?
Through you, Mayor. Yes, dust control, we are moving on really well right now. We have a lot of our roads that we have most of our roads that are planned to get done already. The only roads that haven't been done are the roads we're adding gravel to. And those roads will be done after the gravel application is complete. And then the dust control comes rolling through after. So.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you. Further questions? Yeah, Councillor Statham.
So sorry, I just wanted to revisit the tree related question. I do have a background in arboriculture, and I wanted to know if the municipality has any intention of including plants on an asset management plan to be able to adequately assess the risk level of trees on municipal property, and also if there's a tender process in place for tree related inquiries. Thank you.
Through you, Mayor. That is a great idea to put an asset management plan together for that. It'll be tough to isolate all the trees that we have in our system, but we'll take a look at that. As for the tender process, it would be, we do it on a complaint driven basis and a notification basis. So if we would have a large amount of trees that we need removed, we'd probably need to get to that over that $50,000 threshold where we need to get a lot of trees removed. But until then, we would probably just keep status quo for now.
Thank you.
Okay, further questions? I'll have the recommendation then, please.
The recommendation is that West Elgin Council hereby receives the report from Dave Sharon, Manager of Infrastructure and Development, for information purposes.
Mover, please. Deputy Mayor Tellier, seconded. Councillor Sousa. All in favour? That's carried. Okay, the next one, Community Services and Clerk. Request for support, Roots and Revival Festival 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through the chair to council, and just a reminder that both Councillors Sousa and Councillor Statham have declared conflict of interest on this item. So this item is, this report is presented to you today as a follow-up to a delegation that we received at our last council meeting for support for the Roots and Revival Festival that's going to be held in July on the 18th to 20th in West Lorne this year. So some of the items that have been requested, a laneway closure between Monroe Streets and Main through the parking lot of the West Elgin Health Center, use of the municipally owned sound equipment. Currently, that equipment is available for use that weekend. Access to the youth mural that was done at the 2024 festival. So this is not municipally owned property, so certainly they have access to it. It's currently just being stored at the recreation center. picnic tables and some garbage cans, waste containers for the festival. I have confirmed that Parks and Recs can deliver those items. And to do use of the arena parking lot for the firefighters barbecue, I've also confirmed that the parking lot is available for use that day. There's no conflicts. The use of municipal scissor lifts. So after the meeting, it was confirmed that that is not the proper equipment that we own. We own more of a pull behind cherry picker style, which does require a different license. So that is, it can take up to 20 to 30 minutes, and there's leveling legs that are required to utilize that. So the staff are not recommending that we do use that. The organizers for the Roots and Revival Festival are aware of that and are working on other plans. And then also the $3,000, up to $3,000 to cover expenses for the mural supplies, so paints, brushes, etc. And it has been confirmed that we do have, that there's availability. We approved $19,000 for cash donations in the community grant, so there is room available there. Does any members of council have any questions or concerns with the requests or the report that was put forth today?
Yes. Deputy Mayor Tellier.
Thank you, and through the chair. Excited about this festival, excited to see so many plans coming forth and some questions about them. My question being the laneway closure from Monroe and Main Street. So what days would they be closed? I'm just worried about the Friday, that's all.
Right. Amy is in the audience today. Amy,
Okay.
could you confirm exactly?
Yes, thank you, through you. The laneway will just need to be closed on the Saturday and the Sunday and
Okay.
not on the Friday.
Okay, I was just worried about the audiologist, the physiotherapist, and the seniors. And is there any way we can put something in place to let the seniors know in that building that they're gonna have to
Absolutely.
leave a different way, I guess?
That's no problem.
All right, thank you. Other than that, great report, and look forward to everything.
Further questions? Seeing none. Okay.
The recommendation is that West Elgin Council hereby receives the report from Terry Toshchuk, Manager of Community Services Clerk, regarding the Roots and Revival Festival, July 18th to 20th, 2025, request to council. And that council hereby approve the laneway closure for the municipal laneway that runs from Monroe Street to Main Street, West Lorne, on July 19th and July 20th. And further, that council approve the use of the sound equipment for the festival. And further, that council approved the use of the parking lot located at the Bo Horvat Community Center for the firefighters barbecue and supply of picnic tables and waste receptacles. And further, that council approved the concept of the murals to be painted on the bay doors of the West Lorne Fire Department. And further, that council approve a donation of up to $3,000 for paint supplies and for the painted murals. And further, that council deny the request for use of the municipally owned pull-behind cherry picker style equipment.
Any more questions from council? Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Denning, seconded. Deputy Mayor Tellier, all in favour? That's carried. From there, we move on to 8.3.2, request from Recreation Committee, cash payment for Canada Day performers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this request is put forward towards council today on behalf of the Recreation Committee. So we are quickly approaching our Canada Day events, which is happening in a few short days. And we're going to have some youth performers. So as a thank you, we'd like to give a little bit of a cash donation to these performers. And our policies indicate that for petty cash, it is only $100 that staff can take out of that. And this is requiring $175. So we are just asking council's permission to move forward with that. Is there any questions or concerns from any members of council?
Questions or concerns? The recommendation, please.
The recommendation is that West Elgin Council hereby receives the report from Terry Toshchuk, Manager of Community Services Clerk, and that council hereby approve the request for cash payments, $175 total for compensation for the musical performers for the Canada Day celebration event to be held on July 1st, 2025, and that council directs staff to use the funds allocated from the federal Canada Day grant and the municipal budget.
Okay, mover please. Councillor Sousa, seconded. Councillor Statham, all in favour. That's carried. And we go to 8.4, Corporate Services and Finance. West Elgin Water Consumption Adjustment. Magna, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, Council. I am pleased to announce that the water consumption we can finally put an end. As Council recalls, there was noticeable inconsistencies in West Elgin's water consumption. Just in the background, so West Elgin is purchasing water from the Tri-County Water Board. The entire system from the Lake Erie is owned by Tri-County Water Board. There are joint municipalities that are part of the Tri-County Water Board, and those are municipality of Southwest Middlesex, Village of Newbury, Chatham-Kent, and municipality of Dutton Dunwich. In 2021, up until the year 2021, West Elgin's consumption was calculated in the same manner as there was no inconsistency. So basically, prior to 2021, the consumption was taken out of the actual customer's meter reads. And for some of it, we also used meter chambers. With retirement in 2021, early 2021, the consumption was started to fluctuate, and we have noticed very significant inconsistencies. Unfortunately, for staff to go over and try to calculate the right amount, it is almost impossible, as we have no knowledge of the entire system. And therefore, after 2 years, significant inconsistencies in water, we have approached Dylan. And this was brought forward in 2024 budget, when council approved water modeling study. So besides that water modeling study, their phase 2 of the project was to make sure that what we are calculating for consumption is accurate. And if it is not, the idea was to provide us standard operating procedures on how that water should be calculated. So Dylan Consulting went over prior to 2021 consumption, reviewed how it was calculated in the past, and compared it to the numbers as of 2021, going forward, how the numbers were calculated. And they noticed that there was a 17% increase in water consumption for West Elgin, which could not be explained. So they, after detailed assessment, they were able to come up with the formula for West Elgin and procedures on how that water should be calculated. So with that in mind, we took their recommendations. We formulated it in our procedures. We have developed spreadsheets for the water consumption, and actually went back to 2021 to see how much that consumption fluctuated. And in my table in the report, as you can see, in 2021, West Elgin overpaid for water based on the model that they suggested. West Elgin overpaid $90,000 in 2022, $111,000 in 2023. We short paid of $77,000. And the reason for it is because we didn't have the study done. However, we do realize that, you know, we're at the point where we're not even collecting that same amount of money from our residents. So we kind of adjusted the consumption to what we thought it should be. So based on that, we underpaid of $77,000 in 2024. In early 2024, when Dylan presented their report in January, we were able to make the adjustments right away. So the difference is only $1,400. So that being said, we overpaid for water in the amount of $122,000. So basically, with that being said, my recommendation, so this report is brought to council for information only, but at the same time, I would like to ask council to direct staff to draft a report to Tri-County Water Board for the approval of the adjustment.
Questions? Councillor Statham.
Thank you very much. And through you, your worship, thank you, Magda, for putting this together. I think it's really important. I just want to quote the report here. The method used for calculating West Elgin's water consumption significantly overestimated actual usage. So my question, two questions. First question is, what method were they using? And I don't expect you to actually tell me what method it was, but is it Aqua that's producing these methods that are estimating water consumption? Like, how do we derive that number? And second of all, are we able to recoup these losses? Is this something that we can, I mean, $122,000, this is a significant amount of money. And if we overpaid for water based on a methodical issue, that's a concern for me. So if you could maybe comment on that, like, first of all, is it Aqua that's doing that? And second of all, are we able to recoup those losses? Those are my two questions. Thank you.
So first of all, how the water is calculated, how was the water calculated between 2021 and 2024? So we do receive reads, meter chamber reads from Aqua. And those meter chamber reads consist all water reads for Tri-County and consist of information as in terms of when for other municipalities. So basically, what happened in 2021 and 2022, when that consumption was overpaid, the total consumption, the total Tri-County water consumption was reconciled to other municipalities. And because West Elgin consumption is not being measured by meter chambers, the difference was allocated to West Elgin. So basically, you know, there is a one big meter chamber at the Tri-County level that measures total water being produced for a certain period of time. So that total water was, so basically what they did, they took Tri-County total water, subtracted joint municipality Dunwood, Chatham-Kent, Newbury, and Southwest Middlesex, and the difference was allocated to West Elgin, which was wrong. And the reason for it is because there are water losses at the tri-county level that should not be allocated to West Elgin's consumptions. So this was one of the inconsistencies that have been discovered. What was your other question, Councillor
Sorry, I'll
Statham?
get to that in a second. I just want to say, like, what has Aqua said about this? Because it's very concerning to me that there was it seems almost like a clerical error. Like they had an overconsumption that wasn't allocated to any municipality, and then they just randomly applied it to West Elgin. I don't understand.
No, Councillor Statham, this has nothing to do with Aqua. Aqua's responsibility is to provide us with meter chamber reads. This was error associated with our staff that is manually calculating that West Elgin's consumption. Because the meter chamber reads were not adjusted. It's just the formula, the methodology that they were using was wrong.
Yeah, we really have to watch this because we've got a trunk main and we've got service. Our services are coming off that same trunk main, which is supplying other municipalities. So we've really got to watch out what's going on, because if they can't account for all the water, it seems that West Elgin's been taking the blunt.
Correct.
And that's not right.
Exactly. That's my concern, is that we're the overestimated amount of consumption is being directly allocated to West Elgin. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, so Councillor Statham, West Elgin, so just like Mr. Mayor mentioned, West Elgin's consumption, it is measured by meter chambers, but there is one area where that consumption cannot be, is not metered and relies on customer meter reads, and that area is West Lorne. As you know, we are directly connected to that, to the system. We receive meter reads for entire Rodney and area, but West Lorne's consumption, we have to use the actual meter reads from customers in order to calculate that consumption.
I understand that. Through you, Mr. Mayor, the second question, Magda, was the overestimated cost to the municipality. Is that something that we can recapture? I think you mentioned $122,000 in your report. Is that something that West Elgin can recapture, or are we able to get that money back?
Absolutely. This was communicated to the Tri-County Water Board in the last 2 years. And actually, the Tri-County Water Board is aware that the municipality was aware that municipality retained Dillon Consultants to resolve this discrepancy. And they were also aware that there will be adjustment made at the end of the year. At that point, I could not communicate, whether the adjustment is going to be favorable to West Elgin or Tri-County. However, they were open at that time for any adjustments that had to be made. At the same time, when our auditors, and Tri-County auditors were auditing financial statements and presenting those financial statements last year, this was also noted by them to the Tri-County Water Board.
Okay, Robin, the CAO, would you just going to comment?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just, maybe to put a little clarity on that, Councillor Statham, this will go to the Tri-County Board, and the Tri-County Board will have to make the determination. We do have to be careful here at West Elgin. We're looking after our system, but we are also the identified administrator for the Tri-County. And so here we are wearing our West Elgin hats, but we also have to remember that the Tri-County Water Board is a separate entity and it is run by the board. And so this report will need to go to the board and the board will need to approve the transfer of funding. We can't arbitrarily just transfer funding. We have to make sure the board gives us approval to do that.
Thank you,
Thank you
Robin.
for that.
Yeah, I understand, Robin, what you're saying. I just want to make sure that if we have a sampling error that or a consumption methodology that's showing that we are generating a ton of additional water usage that we're being charged for, that is credited back to us. That's my concern. So I understand what you're saying. Thank you very much. Thank you, Magda. That was a great report. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Further questions? Seeing none. We have the recommendation, please.
The West Elgin Council hereby receives the report from M. Badura, Manager of Corporate Services, Treasurer, regarding West Elgin water consumption adjustments for information, and that West Elgin Council directs staff to draft a report to the Tri-County Water Board for the approval to proceed.
Move it, please. Councillor Statham, seconded. Councillor Sousa. All in favour? That's carried. Thank you. So we go to 9, committee and board reports or updates.
This is council's opportunity to provide any committee and or board updates.
Seeing none at this time. So we go to notice of motion.
None received for this meeting.
Council inquiries and announcements.
Council's opportunity for any informal inquiries or announcements.
No? Yes, Councillor Deputy Mayor Tellier.
Thank you, through the chair. Yeah, just Canada Day on Tuesday, as we all know. Festivities start from 3 to 5 for mostly the children. Bubble soccer, bouncy castles. We are with our grant money. We are, I guess we're feeding people 150 hot dogs and 150 hamburgers and water. So you'll be stamped, go through the line, get your food, and our firemen, or fire team, I should say, are helping out with that and doing the cooking for us. So all the parents have a night off from cooking. There'll also be just one food truck there and sweet treats truck as well for people that like to supplement, or maybe there'll be more than 300 people there. And we have line dancing from our line dancers, the Legion. They're coming to do a display. And we have Dance Essence from Dutton coming. We have lots of performers, some youth performers from the area that are coming. A DJ after the festivities are over is also coming. The firemen are doing a dollhouse, fire team is doing a dollhouse burn to show you exactly why you should have your door closed in your home, and many other different things. So yeah, too much to list really, but look for the flyers, and we're excited about the day. So, and the fireworks. Oh, and the 2 stations, the 2 fire stations are going to have a little fun little competition baseball game. And they've even bought a little trophy. So whoever wins it gets bragging rights and a little trophy. So it will be great. Very excited, very excited.
Right, thank you for that. And thank you for everybody that's put an effort in to make that day, which it will be, a success. Thank you. Anything else? Councillor Sousa.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to give a shout out. Thanks to everybody that supported Roots and Revival. We hit our target goal. We're about $500 short of the, I believe, 26,000. So it's been awesome. The community support's been great. Again, I thank you, all the companies and all the people that supported our Roots and Revival Festival.
Thank you for that. I know a lot of effort and a lot of hard work's gone into it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Deputy Mayor Tellier.
Thank you. Through the chair, it says council inquiries as well as announcements. So an inquiry is when we look at our committees in the future, can we look again and wonder about putting the Port Glasgow Trailer Park as a committee again as we had it in the past? Because I've had a lot of feedback wondering if we can look at that in our bylaws and have that again in committee and someone on council sit with them.
I think we probably be looking at that a bit later on in the meeting.
Yeah, I see that, but I just wondered if we could, really have the meat and bones of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Councillor Denning.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and through the chair. This was probably more a committee announcement, however, better late than never. So we had our Economic Development Committee meeting last night, and just a couple highlights from that meeting. The committee is exploring some developing an economic development, exploring the idea of a survey to the community to see what it is that that the community feels are the most important needs when it comes to economic development. So we're having a discussion about what that survey might look like. We will be advertising for an expression of interest for one new committee member for economic development. So if anybody's interested in getting some more information, certainly reach out to me or somebody in the municipal staff for some information about that. And we're also exploring some grant opportunities through the Rural Ontario Development Grant. So Economic Development Committee has been busy, and we're continuing to move forward with supporting West Elgin with opportunities for sustainability and economic development. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Anything further? Okay. So do we go to correspondence?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. There's 3 items under correspondence: an update from the Elgin County Economic Development Summer 2025 update, Emergency Management Ontario St. Clair Sector update, and County of Elgin updates on Bills 5, 17, and 30. Would any members of council like to pull those and put them under items requiring council consideration? Seeing none, the recommendation is that West Elgin Council hereby receive and file all correspondence not otherwise dealt with.
Move it, please. Councillor Statham, seconded. Councillor Sousa. All in favour? That's carried. Thank you. Items requiring council considerations. Pardon?
I can speak to this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, through the chair. This item is being brought to council for consideration as compliance with Ontario Regulation 414-23. It is the Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan. It was reviewed and updated at the County of Elgin, I believe, at this week's council meeting. So in accordance with that Ontario regulation, it is required that all lower tier municipalities also provide a review and pass that motion. Any questions, concerns?
Any questions on that? Seeing none.
The recommendation is that West Elgin Council hereby acknowledge receipt of the Elgin County Community Safety and Wellbeing Review and Update, and that in accordance with Ontario Regulation 414-23, Council hereby approve the Community Safety and Wellbeing Review and Update as presented.
Move it, please. Councillor Sousa. Seconded. Councillor Denning. All in favour? That's carried. That takes us to bylaws. 14.1, 2025-41, Dunborough Road Draining Provisional.
That bylaw 2025-41, being a bylaw to provide for drainage works on the Dunborough Road drain in the municipality of West Elgin, be read a first and second time and provisionally adopted.
Move it, please. Deputy Mayor Tellier, seconded. Councillor Statham. All in favour? That's carried. Thank you. And that brings us to 15, a closed session.
That the Council of the Municipality of West Elgin hereby proceeds into closed session at 5:08 PM to discuss matters pursuant to the Municipal Act, Section 239(2)K, being a position, plan, procedure, criteria, or instruction to be applied to any negotiation carried on or to be carried on by or on behalf of the municipality or local board, being Port Glasgow Trailer Park contracts.
Move it, please. Deputy Mayor Tellier, seconded. Councillor Statham. All in favour? That's carried. Thank you. So a report from closed meeting.
Reporting from closed session at 5:39 PM. West Elgin Council met in closed session to discuss one matter pursuant to Section 239(2)K for the purpose of plans and instructions for negotiations of Port Glasgow Trailer Park contracts. Administrative direction was provided to staff.
Okay, so then we go to 17. We go to 17, which is a confirming bylaw.
That bylaw 2025-42 being a bylaw to confirm the proceeding of the regular meeting of council held on June 26, 2025, be read a first, second, third, and final time.
Move it, please. Councillor Statham, seconded. Councillor Sousa. All in favour? That's carried. Thank you. And that brings us to adjournment.
That the Council of the Municipality of West Elgin hereby adjourn at 5:40 PM to meet again at 4:00 PM on Thursday, July 17th, 2025, or at the call of the chair.
Move it, please. Deputy Mayor Tellier, seconded. Councillor Denning, all in favour? That's carried. Thank you very much.
Can you end the recording without bumping?